money. We're going to Super Bowl. Shit. Oh. The champs are here. The champs are here. Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here, and welcome to the revealing of the NFL's 2018 schedule as we bark on a new journey, as we see how the path to the repeat of the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl championship will take place. This is a new position for us Eagle fans to be in. We've never won a Super Bowl. We've never been the champs. We've never been the people who will have everybody gun blazing for us. But you know what? As they do it, it's going to get jammed. The guns are going to get jammed. We're going to knock it out. They can't stop us. Nobody's going to stop us. And I'm going to prove to you right now that the Eagles are headed back to the NFC Championship game and then the Super Bowl. So let's look at the schedule that has been revealed to us. Now, before I start this schedule, I'm going to say this. This prediction video is based upon the fact that I believe, and I've been predicting, that Carson Wentz will start from week 1 on. I believe he will start the year week 1, and I believe he will play the whole year out. Okay, he may miss preseason. He won't be in OTAs, won't be in training camp. But this video, I really truly believe and predict that Carson is playing. So that has to be made clear to start this whole thing off. Now, the first game we're going to play is the Atlanta Falcons. Now, it's a Thursday night game. Everybody thought it was going to be Minnesota. I got to tell you, I was a little disappointed it wasn't Minnesota because I was expecting that. I'm sure a lot of you guys are. But we're going to play the Atlanta Falcons. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be the raising of the banner. And the Eagles are going to win in the end. The Eagles are going to come out and they're going to win. And that's the way it is. The Eagles will start 1-0. Now, the reason I think it may be close is because I think Carson will be struggling. He will be off a little bit. He's had no practice in terms of OTAs, training camp, preseason. So maybe he's a little rusty to start. So they still win. Then they head to Tampa Bay week 2. We get to see Vinny Curry, and Bo Allen, and all those guys. In Tampa, they always look great on paper. But you know what's going to happen? They're going to get their ass double moonwalked by the Eagles. The Eagles go in, they win again. Now we're at 2-0 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Very easy, very simple. Now, September 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, the Indianapolis Colts, Frank Reich, comes back to Philly. Everybody gives Frank his due and all that stuff. But the Colts aren't no match for the Eagles from the get-go. It's over before it starts. Eagles win. They're 3-0. Now, we're going to go to Tennessee on September 30th. And what do we show up for? Didn't even need to. We could have beaten them with 2 arms tied behind our backs. Double moonwalks for the Tennessee Titans, and they got no shot. It's over. Eagles 4-0. Now, during these 4 games, right? During these 4 games, guess what's happening? I've talked about this a little bit in the Atlanta game. Carson's not there. He's not all there right away. He's learning to trust his knee again. He's off. His timing's off. He's just not there. He's not fully there yet because he's missed so much time, but he's starting to recover. But the pressure is now building. The hype is building because the 4-0 Eagles are going to be going to be playing against the 4-0 Minnesota Vikings Sunday, October 7th. And this is going to be a big game. This is going to be the Minnesota Vikings revenge game. But they got a problem. They got a big problem. They got Kirk Cousins. We own Kirk Cousins. We're going to take Kirk Cousins. We're going to grab his head. We're going to bop, 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 bop. Double moonwalk his ass. And bye-bye, Kirk Cousins. You're gone. Eagles are going to win. Go to 5-0. And you know what? This is the game. This is the game where Carson starts to get a little sharp. He's going to have 3 touchdowns. And he's going to start to get a little sharp. And we're going to love it. So after the big win, the Eagles are going to make their way up to see the New York Football Giants. Now let me see what the date on this game is. It's October 11th, a Thursday night, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., 8:20, whatever, game. So the Eagles are going to play the Giants at the Meadowlands. They're going to take on them on Thursday in front of the whole world. We don't know if the Giants are going to have Barkley. They're going to have a new quarterback. We don't know, and it ain't going to matter. The Eagles are going to destroy the Giants. And Carson's going to throw 4 touchdowns, giving him 7 touchdowns in 2 games. And now everybody's starting to go, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here he comes. So, the Eagles win. That takes the Eagles to 6-0 after beating the Giants. And then they come home for a Week 7 matchup with the Carolina Panthers. Now, Carolina seems like sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. They could go any way, okay? Cam Newton, I think he's a good player. I like Carolina. It'll be nice to see Torrey Smith. But the Eagles will still be too much for the Carolina Panthers. Come on. Come on. And the Eagles will win handedly. That'll take the Eagles to 7-0, best record in the National Football League. Now, after that win, they are going to get on a plane. And they are going to fly over to see for the tea party. Oh, let's go see the king and the queen. King and the queen. King and queen double moonwalk their ass. We don't bow to no king. I don't bow to no king and no queen except for King Dingbat. So we'll be in England and we'll be playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, who will be home. Okay? And you couldn't get me on a plane to England. I'm telling you, you would have to Mr. T me to get me to England because I'm scared of planes. I'm definitely scared of planes, especially over an ocean. Okay? Nah, planes, you got to Mr. T me to get me on a plane. So, the Eagles will be in England on the 28th of October playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Jacksonville's a good team. I think they're a tough team. And this game, okay, this is going to be a game where I have the Eagles losing. I'm going to have them losing, not so much because Jacksonville's so much better and all that kind of stuff, but I think the whole process of going to England, being there, all that kind of stuff, it's going to kind of throw the Eagles off a little bit. Jacksonville does it a lot. They're used to it. And this is where I see the Eagles getting upset right before the bye week. And I have the Eagles falling to 7-1 after this game. After the Eagles get upset by Jacksonville, they're going to have a bye week. And they're going to go out and they're going to double moon that bye week's ass. And they're going to whip it. They're going to beat it. They're going to destroy the bye week. Ain't going to ever have a chance. Eagles win. Now on November 11th, Sunday Night Football, 8:20 p.m. The Eagles will play host. Finally, they'll get to play host first to the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys, with that satanic star on their helmet, with all the sacrifices and babies and children they've been eating all year, they're going to come to Philly. And you know what? It ain't going to matter. You know why? Because Carson Wentz is religious. He's going to be protected from the stinking Cowboys, and he's going to whip up on them, double moonwalk them, and Dallas, they ain't going to know what hit them. They're going to be walking around like, what happened? What happened? This is what happened. That's what happened. Eagles beat Dallas. They go to 8-1. So after the Eagles celebrate, after they go ahead and they celebrate a great victory over the satanic Dallas Cowboys, they're going to go on and have a big game against the New Orleans Saints on November 18th at 1 p.m. in New Orleans. Now, this is a tough game. The Eagles are going to be feeling really good about themselves, having destroyed Dallas, starting 8-1. And they're going to go and they're going to play a tough matchup, a tough game, a tough place to play. And I think in the final seconds, the New Orleans Saints are going to upset the Eagles. Now, the Eagles are not going to be happy about this. They're going to be 8-2, and people maybe slightly panicked a little bit, but there's nothing to worry about. Carson is continuing to have what looks like a new MVP season, and the Eagles will bounce back. So after that loss to the Saints, the Eagles go and they play the New York Giants. On November 25th at 1 p.m., the Eagles take on the Giants, and you know what they're going to do to the Giants for the second year in a row? Sweep them. And that's what's going to happen. Then, on Monday, December 3rd, Monday Night Football, the Eagles, the Redskins, Alex Smith, he has no chance. He's old. He's running around for his life. He's going to get double moonwalk. Eagles will beat the Washington Redskins. After the Eagles beat the Redskins, they get the chance to go to Satan's home. They go to hell. They go there themselves. They go to Dallas December 9th to play the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys were upset, embarrassed, about this last game. But the Eagles are sitting 10-2, and the Eagles don't sweat Dallas. Now, Dallas will play a little bit better, and that'll be about it. But it won't be good enough as the Eagles sweep the Dallas Cowboys again. Boom! What? Okay, so technically the Eagles didn't sweep them, but I don't really count the final game of last year with the Eagles' third stringers, in as a loss to Dallas. I'm sorry. Please. It's just like Dallas said that didn't count for them a year before that with us. So now it goes both ways. So the Eagles will sweep them, though, 2 games this year. Now, the Eagles will be sitting at 11-2, okay? They'll be sitting at 11-2, and it'll be Sunday, December 16th. This will be a Sunday night television football game. This will be a huge game. This will be the biggest game of the year. You're going to have the Los Angeles Rams. You're going to have the Philadelphia Eagles. And they're going to be playing for what essentially will be a bye week for the Eagles. Because I believe the New Orleans Saints and the Eagles will be the top 2 teams in the conference. And I think the Rams will be right on their back. So, the Eagles, Carson Wentz, the guy who was injured during this game, he's going to go back. He's going to go back there, and he's going to try to right some wrongs. He's going to try to show people he can come out of there. He's going to remember all the boos. He's going to remember how people treat him like garbage, and they said that the Philly fans were bad. But they booed him, and they laughed, and they gave him a lot of crap when he hurt his ACL, right? They were happy. They were cheering. Well, he's going to remember that. He's going to go in, and he's going to light the Rams up. He is going to right them. He is going to light them. He's going to fight them. He ain't going to have to bite them. But you know what he's going to do? Double moonwalk their ass. Bye-bye, Rams. Boom! Rams are gone. The Eagles beat the Rams, and they go to 12-2, clinching a bye week, on the verge of clinching number 1 seed. Now, I know I pissed off a little Rams fans. I know you're all fired up. You're going, look at all the moves we made. We're going to take you guys out. You ain't beating us this year, all that stuff. I want to get you guys fired up. I want to get the blood flowing. I want you guys to be ready to battle. Dude, this is fun, man. Don't you realize the Rams and Eagles, this is Goff, Wentz. This is a good rivalry. This is going to be a rivalry for the next 5 to 10 years. It's exciting. I got to get you guys a little rounded up, a little going, a little angry, a little fired up. You know what I mean? All in good fun. Now, the Eagles, after they beat the Rams, I will have them at, 12-2. They'll be 12-2. They'll have clinched at least a number 2 seed. I think the Saints and the Eagles will both be around 13 wins at this time because I think the Saints are going to be good. Now, the Eagles will then go and play the Houston Texans. Okay, they'll play them at home. Deshaun Watson, I think they will be a playoff team. I think they will be good, but the Eagles will win, giving them their 13th win of the year. So the Eagles will be 13-2, heading down to Washington where, come on, it'll be a joke. Washington they'll quit by that time. They'll be checked out. They're going to have like the 5th pick overall because they stink, okay? And the Eagles will be probably either clinched home field or will need this win to clinch home field. But once again, the Eagles sweep the NFC East. Boom, done. Now, the Eagles will finish 14-2. Carson Wentz will finish with 38 touchdowns, and he will win MVP, and this time nobody can take it from him. So I have Eagles, what the schedule we have right now, at 14-2. I think that they have home field advantage, and they're on their way to repeat. Now it's early. We haven't had the draft. We haven't seen the things that could happen, in the offseason after June 1st. Last year I had them about 8-8 at this time, and then by my last schedule prediction stuff in June, I had them 10-6. So things can change and that kind of thing. We'll just have to see what happens. But right now, based upon the schedule the Eagles have, 14-2 is what I have them. I like this schedule, actually. I think this is a good schedule for the Eagles. I like that they have a bye week, week 9. I think that's a good thing. I like it week 9. I think that the teams that they play early on, when Carson's trying to acclimate himself back to the NFL, back to being what he was before his injury, I think those are teams that are all beatable, and I think that they'll be able to handle it until he can get going. Once they get to that Minnesota game is when we're going to need Carson to start to get into a sync, start playing really, really good, and that's what I expect. So that's pretty much what I have right now. Eagles 14-2 season is what I predict right now going into this year. And we'll see what happens. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.